what's coming up for you in the next 10 days. First, here's a note. Mercury goes retrograde on June 7th. It's going retrograde at 3 degrees of Cancer, and it trines Neptune, so it'll help the smells out a little bit. Listen to the kids. But, after it goes retrograde, 3 weeks after June 7th, it's good for doing things you already started. Clean out your old stuff. If you want to go someplace twice, it's a good time to do it. About half of the short trips and communications you do will have to be done twice. Sometimes if I don't want to go back to the store after Mercury goes retrograde for the next 3 weeks, when I walk out to go someplace, I'm going to the store, I stop on the porch, I go back in the house and go shishi, and I go leave again, so I've left twice. Or if it's an important telephone call, I'll call somebody up, buzz it once, hang up, and then punch redial, and I've called twice. So Mercury has to go back and revisit the places, sometimes during this period. So it's, you wouldn't want to sign a contract that you only want to sign once and be done with during this 3-week period after June 7th. Mercury retrograde, Anyway, it's next Saturday for you, not the coming one, but 10 days from you, roughly. And trining Neptune, it's good for religion, art, music. And when Mercury stops, there could be song. Neptune is important because Neptune is stationing on June 9th. Closer you get to that, the stronger are the smells. Also, if it's hitting your chart good, the stronger is the words of Jesus, the stronger is Bach and Beethoven and color and music. Remember John Lennon and his song Imagine? For me, of course I'm a child of Woodstock. I was born a few months off of Lennon. But for me, that's Neptune. Imagine. There was no countries. Imagine there were no armies. Imagining things is Neptune land. So are dreams, inspirations. Neptune will make it all foggy and you won't be able to see. And then open up. It's clear. Wow. Well, looking at the big picture, the planetary setup is still pretty tense. We've got a Grand Cross still. It's a little bit out of focus, but Uranus is still 2 degrees off squaring Pluto. Yeah, there'll be sudden little panics and feelings of aloneness. Jupiter is still squaring them, but it's moving off, and it's trining Saturn. So there's some good sense and some practical awareness someplace. Mars is the culprit. Mars is slowed down and stopped. You remember, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, Mars stopped at 9. Squaring Pluto, opposing Uranus. Violence, heat, fires. Angry, impatient, turning into the god of war. Ask yourself what you're protecting. If you answer the question, you may have to ask the question several times. What am I protecting? What am I protecting? Once discovered, the anger will be gone and there'll be physical work to be done. Angry that they abducted all those girls? Well, Venus, at the end of your next week, is trining Pluto, and there should be some relief there. Mars and Venus. Thing is, here's Mercury. Mercury is stopping at 3 degrees of Cancer. It's kind of within orb of squaring Mars. Angry words. So Mercury's kind of making the Grand Cross energized a bit again, where we all get stuck. So the sun's in Gemini, and it's going from 9 to 19 degrees. It really doesn't like what's going on in Congress at the end of your next week. No. But it likes Mars. It's into sports, it's into the heroes, it's into the military probably. The heroes that are fighting all the fires in Southern California, that's the real Mars. Those are the real heroes. Not the military so much that goes off and hurts people. You might remember that as this month goes on. You just had your new moon. See, if you're on the Thursday show, you're right here. New moon was yesterday and Wednesday. And it's a busy one. New moon in Gemini, trining Mars. Oh boy, let's get out and fix stuff. Squares Neptune, though. So there, you might have to put up with some bad smells. And don't go off in inspiration. You want to get solid physical stuff done. If you're inspired, well, you could be on thin ice. What's happening is the moon's going around here once a month. And as it goes through each day, it makes angles to these planets, which I mark in blue and red. You see, all of astrology is built on these angles. The harmonious ones that produce relaxation and ease are the blue lines, 60 degrees and 120. They're all multiples of 30. The tough ones are the oppositions, where these guys will fight, 180 degrees, or squares, 90 degrees, obstacles. The red lines produce tension and energy. The blue lines promote relaxation and ease. And all of astrology is built on recognizing these angles, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. It's kind of simple. Those are the zodiac signs every 30 degrees. That's why the zodiac signs are there, so you can recognize squares and trines. Okay, let's see what happens day by day. We're going to run the moon around the edge. Here's Mercury. Mercury's getting slowed down, so your mind and the winds are becoming important. Friday morning, moon goes by Mercury, and it's not retrograde yet. Good time to go do the errands, carry things around, communicate. Excellent time. As Friday goes along, there's inspiration here. There's a nice trine to Neptune. There could be song and dance and poetry and wonderful things here on Friday till you get to late Friday night, because there's the square to Mars. And irritation comes up. This is about 10 o'clock for most people. Now, if you're angry and irritated Friday night late or early Saturday morning, it's increasingly hard to control. Pluto is control. The opposition to Pluto happens Saturday morning. Eek a bug, panicky, control, territory issues. It gets downright strange, and there's glitches just around before lunch, middle of the day, with a square to Uranus. This is the old Grand Cross. We watched it for months, and Sunday it moves back now into Saturday. So you won't get too much done Saturday, but there'll be a lot of energy. Don't irritate people, you'll get by. Saturday night now, dinner time, and in the evening, the moon goes by Jupiter. And there could be quite a nice time. There could be flashes of insight. There could be all sorts of truth and wisdom comes out, natural knowing, common sense with the trine to Saturn through Saturday night and into early Sunday morning. So this is kind of a settling period here with the moon in Cancer Friday and Saturday. Moon's in Cancer until Sunday afternoon. And when it shifts into Leo Sunday afternoon, there's a square to Venus. And there's no satisfaction and no pleasure. And things are hard to... you're out of your comfort zone. There's no sugar Sunday afternoon. No rest. Might as well get something done. Because Monday morning here, moon still is in Leo. There's a nice sextile to Mars. And Mars says, get out and fix things, huh? Go do it. It's a good time for it. There's a nice sextile to the Sun Monday night, and your plans are coming together beautifully. Late Monday night around midnight, there's a trine to Uranus. Technical things are going well. Yeah. So Monday's a good time to really get things done. And, you might as well do it, because on Tuesday, June 3rd, the day starts with a nasty square to Saturn, and we're bogged down and we're delayed. So Saturn usually means time or money problems. Slow down, take it easy, plan everything twice. You'll get through Tuesday. Wednesday, early in the morning, the moon's still in Leo, but once it shifts into Virgo, about breakfast time here, Wow, there's a nice sextile to Mercury. Things get moving, and there's enjoyment around. Wednesday afternoon and evening, here's a trine to Venus. Kids are happy. This is quite a good time here on Wednesday, June 4th. Enjoy it. Look out, don't get too seduced, though, and the comfort zone around dinner time, because afterwards, here's the moon opposing Neptune. Oops, where is it? So the Neptune, there's a little red tick there, see? Now that's about 2:10, about 9 o'clock or so, 8, 9 o'clock, the moon opposes Neptune. There's the bad smells. There's the water leaks. Go investigate them. If you smell something, you're only going to smell it for a minute or so. Go investigate then. Is that gasoline? Is that propane? Go find out what the smell is. Your nose is only good to investigate for a couple minutes. You can go outside, refresh your nose, go to a different place where the air is clean, and kind of refresh the instrument and go back and smell again. Think about it. If you're in the bathroom making a big stink, you're not in there very long and you don't smell it at all. Okay, so Wednesday, moon's in Virgo. Everybody's being picky about it, and those bad smells are really irritating Wednesday night. Thursday morning on the 5th, can't get much done. There's investigation. Happens really early. Get up at breakfast time. Go investigate. Investigate those bad smells. Yeah, but you're not going to fix them because the moon squares the sun in the middle of Thursday in the afternoon. You'll make a really good plan here late Thursday. The moon sextiles Saturn. Solid money, solid time and budget. And, that's before dinner, maybe around dinner time. And then late, 9, 10 o'clock, it sextiles Jupiter. First contract it, then expand it. The plan is solid. Thursday night worked out pretty well, didn't it? Well, Friday the 6th is a mixed bag. Starts off with that nice solid feeling from the Jupiter-Saturn sextiles late Thursday night. So pretty much all the way through the afternoon of Friday, there's a nice solid responsible feeling while the moon's still in Virgo. Then the moon shifts into Libra right here. It's about 4 o'clock or so on Friday, and the vibes get different because here's right away a square to Mercury. Now you remember Mercury stopped and went retrograde on the 7th. That's Saturday. And here Friday night we have the moon squaring it. So this means trouble with Mercury. Trouble. Where's the kids? The wind, the things you say, all of it, all the communication, transportation stuff. Mercury, Hermes, the messenger of the gods that took things from here to there. If you know what Mercury's like is your wallet, which carries things from here to there, or your purse, or your car. All those things carry things around. That's the job of Mercury, huh? So trouble Friday night with it all. If you can't communicate, you're having trouble getting around. You're dealing with that Mercury square. And it could make you impatient and angry by the time you get to Saturday, because there's the Mars hit. The moon goes by there in, the middle of the day, huh? And it's getting more and more hot and more energized and more aggressive. And this is not an easy Saturday, folks. Normally, I would say when Mercury stops, which it does on the 7th to reverse direction, you get really smart about words, which are just Mercury's. They're symbols of things, letters, numbers. Your mind cools off, the wind slows down, the wind in your mind slows down, and things are easier to understand. But on this Mercury station, we got Mars all up in everybody's face. And so from the time of irritation, Friday night, you could be getting more and more impatient and angry as you go into Saturday the 7th. Now, I start these days here because on the West Coast it's midnight. In Hawaii, these lines are 2 a.m. in the morning. So this is in the middle of the day here in the afternoon when the moon goes by Mars. And everybody gets all energized, and we're interested in sports and the young guys. And you also have a chance of getting things done. There's a trine to the sun. So this is, if you're in the good Mars, You're fixing things. No anger. The fireman is your perfect Mars, and your EMT. Imagine them getting off the fire engine and getting pissed off. No, they won't. So if you're irritated, ask yourself what you're protecting on Saturday, June 7th. Otherwise, it could get worse. Because here around dinner time, here's the square to Pluto, and there's no control, and things go to extremes. And this could be real tough on the fire lines in Southern California. And here, then it goes into the evening after dinner. Here's the opposition to Uranus, and you got trouble with electricity and the media and wind. So this could be a very windy, very fiery day, and not an easy one. And you know, if you're driving, slow down. This is a little too much energy, a little too many obstacles. So if you're going to do repair work here, watch out for the sharps and the hots, and there could be little accidents and things around what you're doing. If you're starting to have little owies, you know, back off, just wait. Don't do that work then, because Saturdays feels like working, but it's full of obstacles Saturday night, and you could be going into emergency because of what you did here in anger or impatience. So it doesn't clear up till you get to about 1 o'clock in the morning, and finally there's a trine to the sun, and you say, well, I got the job done after all. But Sunday morning, here's a square to Jupiter on the 8th, and it looks like we're overdoing it, and we bit off more than we could chew again. So don't overdo it. Don't laugh too much. People won't like that Sunday morning, huh? There is a nice conjunction to the North Node. Sunday afternoon and around dinner time here, moon goes by, the North Node, we're kind of taking care of people again. Feels sort of nurturing. Boy, we deserve it after Saturday. On your Monday, on the 9th, there is a nice trine to Mercury. You can get off to work and get a few things done. Still, it is retrograde. You might leave twice when you go to work Monday morning. See if that works for you. Works for me.